What is up, everybody? Welcome to the starting line. This is the National Rock Racing Association's little news update that we do once a week. Just to give you guys a quick heads up here, we're going to have to go with a time change for this show, only because we want to have as much support on the backside as we can. And right now, schedules are not lining up with what we do, how we're doing it right now, going live around noontime Central. So we're probably going to either have to go back an hour or forward an hour, like either 11 or 1 p.m. What do you guys think? Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. What works best for the majority of the people is what I would like to do, because I would like to make sure that all y'all have the opportunity to come on and see the names drawn, or see, get the updates from drivers and so on. Because this show is for you guys for the most part. All right, now that that's out of the way, holy cow. What a freaking weekend of racing we had. We have been waiting for weeks, months, if you will, for racing to kick off, and I don't think that it could have kicked off any better than it did at Windrock. How many of y'all got to watch the live feed? Did what did you guys think? I know there was some a little bit of degradation in the footage. I know it was kind of grainy, and we were having some problems there. But what you got to realize is we are out in the middle of the woods. Okay, the signal goes out and comes in via satellite. Okay, we have a satellite provider that allows us to use their satellites way up there in space, and sometimes the service is just a little overwhelmed, and we end up losing some of that HD quality, unfortunately. But I promise you, we are not just saying, that's good enough. We are working towards getting that better. Trust me, we want y'all to have HD. Want you to be able to watch the races if you can't make it. Obviously, we would love for you to come out. We'd rather have you there. But if you can't make it, that's why we have the live feed, and we want you guys to be able to feel like you were there, and so we are working on that problem. I know it was an issue. Who we got watching with us? Taylor Dunn says, "What's up, Eagle Eye Productions?" Lucas, we are going to talk about him a while in a little bit here. That drone footage just is a game changer. Unbelievable. Miss Tiffany Porter joining us. Hey, it was definitely a busy Saturday. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I agree. Cameron Vaughn, this needs to be televised for sure. People don't realize how awesome these events are. I totally agree, Cameron, totally agree. And all it's going to take is that right person, one person to see it, and we are just going to blow up. I know it. Anthony Muncie, it was great racing. I was happy to be there with Team MRT. Man, you guys had some drivers that were destroying those hills. Paul Wolf is no joke behind the wheel of that new Can-Am that he just built. Unbelievable. Wade Good joining us. What's up, Wade? Wade had an extremely successful weekend in that new rental buggy. Great job. Carrie Hunt, great racing this weekend. It was a great weekend. I agree, Miss Carrie. Brian Dunnigan, great weekend. I agree. Bryant joining us from Rock Life Off-Road. How are you, man? It was good to see you this weekend. I know they were busy, very busy this weekend. So let's go over the standings, and let's just do the top five and talk about where everybody finished. All right. So one thing you got to realize that all of these classes are most of them. I'm not going to speak for the Bounty Series. I have to get clarification on that. But the Cup Series races, UTV, RC, the big bouncers, all of these guys are chasing points. So each race is definitely important. Definitely. And let's start off with the RC class. The RC class, and all of the classes for that matter, allow to have a team driver come in and take over if the main driver, owner of the buggy, whatever you want to call it, is not able to race. And that happened in the RC class for two of the guys who stood on the podium. So let's talk about that real quick. In third place, racing for Justin Hoback, was Travis Vance. Travis running, I want to say it was a new chassis, a sexy little chassis, addictive racing chassis that he brought. And he did very well, finished in third place for Justin. Justin couldn't be there, had some family stuff going on. So Travis filled in for him, man, and did a great job. And so that is awesome. And then second place, Colton Hoback. Okay, we had Bob Cole, also from Addictive Racing, cover down for Colton, who couldn't be there, and ended up second place on the podium. So for the points chase, those points go to Colton, but Bob got to stand up there and earned himself, a spot on the podium. So well done. And then it has become no surprise, but he has become very well known for being on the podium. Mark Crow, the 2020 RC Class Driver of the Year, finishing out, squeaked by Bob Cole by just 2 points. So very good racing all around. We had the Hill Ninja himself, Curtis Hazard, come down and build race hills on the hills at Windrock. And we had a great turnout. 16 drivers showed up for this event. So what a great kickoff for the RC class, man. Those guys put in just as much work as the big buggy drivers, and they love it just as much. So they got to race on the actual bouncer race hills, and Curtis built some crazy hills that challenged these guys, and it was a great time. We had a great time. That was on Saturday. They raced kind of in between the bouncer slash UTV Bounty Series, their hills 1 and 2. Kind of like a halftime show almost. Not really, but all right. Speaking of the UTV Bounty Series, let's get into that real quick. Fifth place, DC Thompson. Man, I've got some great footage of DC. I've got a cool little interview that I did with him, so be watching for that. I'm going to be releasing footage nonstop until we go to race at Wildcat. And if you're paying attention here, you see my little ticker has changed from Windrock to now Wildcat. We are 18 days away, a little over 2 weeks. So I'm excited to get back to Kentucky. We missed Kentucky last year because of COVID. They had to shut down. We rescheduled once and then ended up having to cancel altogether. So very thankful that we're going to be getting back to those big hills at Wildcat. I'm just doing my sharing here, y'all. If you can do me a favor, do all the drivers a favor, and the race series and all of our sponsors, man. If you could take just 2 seconds and share this, share it on your profile page, share it in any groups that you may frequent, as long as you're not breaking any rules. We don't want to get anybody in trouble, but if you could please, it's a huge deal to these guys, and we really appreciate any time that we can maybe put this coverage out in front of people who may not know what we're doing here. Zach Whitehead joining us, says, "What's up? How are you, Zach? Good seeing you this weekend, sir." Will Bell, top 10 for UTV Cup. We're going to get there, sir. We will. Taylor Jean Giles, good seeing you this weekend, ma'am. Enjoy meeting your dad. Had a blast this weekend. Awesome start to the season. I agree. All right, UTV stock class. I mentioned DC Thompson. Thomas Lower, Am I saying that right, Thomas? In fourth place. Cash LaCroix in third, and we're going to hear his name a little bit more this episode. Wade Good, we mentioned Wade standing on the podium again in second place. Wait a minute now. Yeah, okay, this is UTV Bounty. Just want to make sure. And then we also mentioned Paul Wolf with MRT earlier, standing on that top spot in the UTV Bounty Series. Just a quick rundown if you're new to the sport, maybe you're just joining us for the first time. The UTV Bounty Series runs the same hills as the big bouncers do. It's quite a challenge, but sometimes we found that the bounty or the UTV drivers are just as fast, if not faster. So that's always fun. Let's see. Speaking of UTVs, we might as well just wrap up all of their classes since there's 3 now. The newest being this one, the UTV stock class. All right, and pretty much. Factory plastic has to remain, but you are allowed to upgrade suspension, safety stuff, obviously, the roll cage, gussets, stuff like that. We want all the drivers to be safe. Top 5 of this, Clint Garrison. Very excited to see Clint up there. Clint was actually in a rental, believe it or not, because his rig wasn't ready yet. Wade Good, again, mentioned him, sitting up there in fourth place for the UTV stock class. Brandon Davis finishing third in his Turbo S. Wes Keene in second place, and then Paul Wolf again standing up there in the UTV stock class. Fun fact: Paul raced the same rig in all three classes. So very cool stuff. I think that says a lot for Can-Am, but there's other drivers out there, Wade Good being one of them, who are going to say, Can-Am what? But it's all in good fun. I love hearing those guys go back and forth. And then the UTV Unlimited Cup Series, which, who was it? Clint just asking me. Somebody was just asking me about that. Will Bell. Just asking me about that. We're going to get to that right now. Tyler Bradley, great weekend of racing. Competition is going to be fierce this year. You are not kidding, Tyler. Especially with these new classes, you're going to have guys that start coming in that are going to start in the UTV stock class, and then the next thing you know, they're going to show up with a full-blown 1,000 horsepower rock bouncer. I've seen it happen. Dex Browder, extremely competitive in the big bouncer class, started out racing RCs, so it is opening up that door, and just the floodgates are open, and I don't think that there's a limit to this. I really don't. I mean, obviously there's going to have to be with time and stuff like that, because we're going to kind of be limited. Obviously, if we have 100 drivers show up, my goodness, that would be amazing. UTV Unlimited, the Cup Series, Paul Wolf had a fumble on the second hill, which knocked him back down to fifth, but still very competitive. Cash LaCroix standing up was fourth. Timmy Cameron in third place. Clint Garrison standing on the podium. Very proud of this young man. Driving a proven rig from Travis Skelton, and he showed that it is the buggy and driver, man, just unbelievable. And then finishing out the top 3, Wade Good standing up top there in the new buggy, the rental buggy from Chris Hickman. So Chris was very, very proud of Wade, and Chris will be the one to say Can-Am what. So very happy for those guys, man. Very happy. All right, let's see here. Pete Rittenauer, Nick, how many people were at the park? I do want to get you that answer. I'm going to guess, me personally, around 3,000. Okay, but we are working with Windrock. We're going to work with all the parks this year because we want to bring to you guys, but also our sponsors and stuff like that, and show them how big the sport is and how much it's growing. And I think Windrock was check this out here. I want to share this with y'all. Let's see if I can get this up on the screen. Check this out. So this is via Eagle Eye Productions. In the middle of we had a quick break or something, and Lucas went up and took a shot. If you look, the cars, if you look down to the bottom of your left-hand screen, very, very bottom, you can see the small little tent. That is where you had to sign your waiver and pay to get in. That line of cars goes all the way out the park and down to the main road. I mean, it had to have been over a mile long. Unbelievable how many people showed up for this. Unbelievable. Zach Garner, who wants to start racing against Paul, Wes, and Brandon? That's not the beginner class. No, I agree, Zach. I mean, you talking about the UTV stock class? I mean, I agree. But here's the other thing, too, to consider, Zach. Check this out. You know, how many... I mean, we have to believe that there is another Paul Wolf, Tim Cameron. There is someone who can drive the wheels off a buggy who hasn't been discovered yet, who is just content with riding at their local park or in the woods around their house or whatever, and they're straight up wheelmen. But you know, they just haven't had the opportunity. Maybe they see the purpose-built single-seat race chassis that, you know, people like Paul and Timmy have been driving over the years, and they just say, there's no way I can afford that, you know, and they don't race. But now this UTV stock class, if they can come in and get their foot in the door, my goodness, man. I mean, this could open things up. Like I said, is there a cap? I mean, the sky's the limit, really, at this point with that class. And it is only going to grow as, you know, whether it be the good old boys at the, like I said, at their home park, and we're just happen to be rolling into town, and they come in. But this stuff can throw a wrench in drivers like Paul and Timmy who are chasing those cut points. You know, those wild cards can take points away from those guys and make things interesting. So that's that good race life drama that I love and that I want to exploit. I want everybody to see that stuff, man, because it's good, healthy competition. I love it. Kyle Walker had a blast this weekend. Kyle racing in the RC class, man. It was great to see you, Kyle. Thank you for joining us. Miss Kathy Krogh. Missed you at the park, Kathy, but I'm sure you were watching. I know you were. It was good seeing Larry. Miss Tiffany Porter. I was told by the park the line was all the way to the highway. Yeah, so that's over a mile. That's over a mile, y'all. We're going to get some good numbers for you. We're going to get some good numbers, and we'll make sure and share it. Ryan Edwards, Wade Good is a good example of that. Yeah, I agree, Ryan. Absolutely. All right, let's get on to the big bouncers here. Top 5, Jake Pike in Fordzilla 2.0. Just a monster of a buggy, y'all. A monster of a buggy. I am a fan. I am a fan of Fordzilla 2.0. Brandon Davis running Menace for the first time. I made a boo-boo. I posted his first run, and I called it Hellbent. I was looking at Hellbent when I was posting it. I was trying to say Menace with Brandon Davis behind the wheel, and then Timmy Cameron. Anyway, Brandon Davis in 4th place in Menace. Cash LaCroix standing on the podium. So proud of Cash, man. In a proven TC buggy. Proven because he has proven it, that buggy just works. Danny Smith up there in a reject fab buggy. Congrats to you, Danny. And then Tim Cameron, like we said, back in Hellbent, standing up there in 1st place. He had a perfect weekend. He won both hills, each hill being worth 50 points apiece. So he had a perfect score. So well done, Timmy Cameron. Sarah Sorensen checking in. How are you, Sarah? Sarah had her son, Cutter Sorensen, racing with us for the first time in his new lunch money buggy. Man, I think Cutter got the loudest crowd cheers of the whole weekend, man. What a I got some good interviews of Cutter too, so we're gonna see more of Cutter in the next few days here. Trip Pullen says huge crowd. I agree, Trip. My goodness. My goodness. Jenny Justin Gordon, that little Cutter kid, 5 years old, showed out. He's going to be good. I agree. I agree. Like I said, we're going to see a lot more from Cutter. Interviews, footage, all of that stuff. So, I'm already a fan. Already a fan. Mike Grindstaff, it was nice to meet you. Hey, man. Yes, absolutely. I love meeting all y'all, and we're going to be hanging out all summer. So definitely don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Zach Garner, greatest of all times. Yep, I agree, man. I agree. So, again, I could go on for days and days about this weekend, but I'm going to do that in the way of dropping you guys a bunch of videos and posts, like I said, until we're at Wildcat. So for the next 2 weeks, you're going to see a mashup of everything, whether it be, I single out those seasoned drivers and we show you all their footage for the weekend, or, if we're just dropping the entire race, you're going to see all kinds of stuff. So make sure that you are liking and following all of the National Rock Racing Association pages. Please, the national page, the southern page, northern, and central. I'd greatly appreciate that. Zach Garner dropping us 50 stars. If you don't know what we're talking about there, you can support the National Rock Racing Association by dropping stars like that. Zach sent in another 50. We appreciate that, man. We appreciate and another 50. All right, look at him go. Look at him go. Thank you, Zach. So we mentioned Wildcat. That is next on the horizon, y'all. So be watching for any updates with that. I don't anticipate having any problems. We are going to be racing on the hills at Wildcat. So like I said, be watching. I have an announcement already made on the northern page. So if you'd like to follow that, and you'll get signed up for any updates and anything like that we got coming down the line. Taylor says Cutter is a go-getter, gonna be a legend. Totally agree, Taylor. Totally agree. Absolutely. So Wildcat coming up. If you need to get signed up, I have the website scrolling up there, nationalrockracing.com. Get over there, check the schedule, find Wildcat, and get you signed up, whether you're racing, whatever class you're racing in, and come down and hang out, man. After this weekend, I don't know. I don't know what I'm just not gonna I'm not gonna set any expectations. I'm just gonna bet that there's gonna be a heck of a turnout, and Wildcat is a great park to have an event at. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, listen, y'all, I appreciate you coming and having lunch with me. I know this is kind of short, but again, this is only supposed to be a 15-20 minute show just to get you guys updated. And as far as the rest of the video footage and interviews and all that stuff, it's all going to be released on our Facebook pages. Watch for it on Instagram as well, and our YouTube page. So check all of our social media platforms, and please, like I said, get out, like, follow, subscribe, and support those drivers. Get to those drivers' pages too, please. Keep up with those guys, man, because they absolutely love y'all. Talking to them, man, I saw people sneaking out of the crowd and coming and introducing themselves, and talking to Jake Pike and Timmy or whoever, whatever, and I love that. I know they love that stuff, so definitely get out there. Zach Garner, if the weather is good at Wildcat, packs out. Cool, good to know. Good to know. Zach Garner, do you even race, bro? No, I do not. I will eventually someday. That's for sure. But right now, I got to support Mama and her career in the military at this point. Miss Melissa Robertson, probably, well, not probably, I dare say the winner of the long distance award, coming all the way from Washington State to join us and race with us, and she showed out. So again, be watching for footage from that. Jerry Baugh, where do you find out about the overall standings? That will be available on the website. Jerry, that's scrolling right up top here. Just look for results, the results tab. Just drag that down. Yeah, that is about it for me, y'all. Again, Wildcat coming up, and we will be dropping all kinds of footage, so stay tuned for that. If I could, please, shameless plug, I have another show that is right here. We will be live tonight with the Sermon on the Hill. We are always live at 7 p.m. Central when we do have shows, usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But now that we're back to race season, it may be necessary to go more, and I will. As long as people are interested and will come and hang out with us, I will absolutely go live. And let us know what you want to see, man. Give us some feedback. Let us know in the comments, and if there's anything that you would like to see, if there's anything you'd like to see less of, hit us up. Let us know. Because, ultimately, we know that you guys play a major role or driving factor in what we do. And we definitely want to try to accommodate as many as we can. That's for sure. Well, listen, I love y'all. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope y'all have a great week. Hope to see you tonight on the hill, and we're gonna be talking to Taylor and talking about the weekend. So, yeah, come and hang out. But until then, y'all have a great week, and we'll see you soon.